is. Hey, Juan Soto. Thanks for joining us. Let's see, share. Copy link. Almost there, you guys. Load. All right. 95%. Come on, load. Hey, the Toy Man. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Now I go back to my video. Something went wrong. Tap replay. There we go. Hey, Cobweb. Nothing to do at work. Laughing out loud. Glad you're here, man. Don't worry. We won't tell your boss. All right, so I'm going to open up Kobra Khan. While waiting for people to show up, let me go ahead and show you guys my walls that I have painted now. I'm not happy with them, so these I'll be selling. And first person to contact me on Facebook about this, I'll be selling them for 20 bucks a piece. Not all of them, just this one set. I decided to just paint them instead of resin coating them, and you could see they came out looking awful. And I just hate the way they look. And so I'm selling them the same price. I'll probably sell the raw ones later on in the future. So first person to contact me on Facebook about it will get this set, 20 bucks for each side. So a total of 40 for both together. Or if you just want one, let me know. And I get to sell you the one for 20. Anyway, enough about the walls. I call them the floors. The walls. So that's pretty much about it. There we go. That wall isn't in all the way. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop on Kobra Khan. You didn't miss much yet, man. I was just holding out for people to show up, and people are showing up, so let's go ahead and break open this figure. All right, Kobra Khan. You know, I should grab my Snake Man. Here you guys can look at this Kobra Khan while I grab out my classic Snake Man. I wasn't going to, but what the heck. Now it's funny, I actually have my Snake Man in two different cases. I have one in the Snake Man case and one in my Pre-Eternia case. So I have like a lot of Snake Man Warriors and King Hiss in the Pre-Eternia case. Got all these extra parts from breaking off the walls. Alright. Okay, there we go. Now I can show the Kobra Khan from days of past. All right, let's take a look at this figure on the back. It shows this cool drawing right here of it's like, what is that? Spin blade? No, I forgot what they call Flying Fist. Is that it? Flying Fist T-Man. Yeah, it is the cap one. It is Thunder Punch He-Man. Thunder Punch He-Man. How cool is that? And of course, it's on a foreign card. And then it shows Kobra Khan spraying. I believe this was like a plastic piece in his mouth, and then other figures in the line for this wave. All right, so let's go ahead and turn around the other side. And there he is. He's on a snake back, so he has that roughened kind of thing for his bubble. All right, let's get him out of here. Let's bust him free. Hey, welcome from Texas. Eric, my day was pretty good today. It's funny, I woke up this morning not feeling well, so I contacted my boss and said, hey, I'm going to take off a few hours. Went back to bed and didn't wake up till 10 a.m. It was pretty crazy. I'm feeling better now. And there is the comic, just like we've seen in the other ones. Cool, cool. And here is how he comes apart. Let's bust him out of here. Be free, Kobra Khan. Be free. Hooray. Freedom. Okay, so let's break them down really quick. Now, if you guys have seen my videos in the past, you know, I have an old Kobra Khan. That's right. There he is. I forgot I made a video of him spitting fire. So I do have an original 80s one. I forgot all about that. He was up on my shelf. All right, so let's take a look at the new Kobra Khan. He has legs like, or feet like Skeletor. And he has bendy knees. They're ratcheted. He has upper thigh. His waist turns. He then has shoulder, elbow, and wrist. And then his head rotates around too. No cool squirt action. It's just a small little rubberish head. So no squirting Kobra Khan. No cool fire scenes like I've made in the past of Kobra Khan blowing fire. Those were fun videos to make. He comes with a gun. It looks very similar to what we've seen with our good friend Zodak. And he comes with a pretend squirt module you stick in his mouth like he is spraying some kind of green venom. Now, I don't know. They could have made this better, but I probably would not be using that accessory much. All right, let's compare him to the one from the 80s. Here is the 80s one. Now, I don't know if my brown has just faded over the years from my 80s one, or if it actually is that way. You know what? That's funny. Take a look close, and you can see inside his mouth. This is one that I repaired. I can see that now. I've actually, yeah, you can see I haven't got a heat shrink tubing in here because the spray piece was actually smaller than the original when I repaired them. But it's from a hairspray bottle, I believe. That's funny. So that is a repaired Kobra Khan. Let me get my light on in here. Where are my lights? There they are. I need to go back and recharge these soon. This is number 2. So you can see that black ring inside there. Normally it's green, but that's from a hairspray bottle that I used to fix them. Like I said, then I have that heat shrink tubing in there, which is cool is it actually fits right up underneath this ridge just to give it enough to hold it in place. And like I said before, you know, he does spray pretty well when I fill him up, but I did not fill this one up. A Dragon Ball in his mouth. All right, not quite sure about that, but all right, so here's Kobra Khan from the classics. So looking at this Kobra Khan from the classics, I'm guessing that my brown did not fade over time because it's close to the same coloring. I'm just guessing they decided to go with a darker motif for the new classics figure. Or not classics, Origins. Now the classics Kobra Khan also came with a cool new head too, and he came with a little lizard creature. Wow, I got a bunch of them. I must have had more than one Kobra Khan at one time. Well, obviously I have 2 because there's 2 standing here, but I must have had 3 because I got 3 of these little lizard creatures. And somehow these supposed to go on his arm. I'm not sure how exactly. But anyway, there's the... Oh, I got him upside down. That's why. He goes this way. Okay. I don't remember how it's supposed to twist on there. You can see his little legs and his little lizard type body. All right, then we also got Camo Khan, which I guess we're gonna get a Camo Khan eventually in classics as well. So, or not classics, Origins as well. So there we go. And I used to have a Kobra Khan for the 2000X, but I sold him with all my Snake Men a long time ago. And our Kobra Khan also came with an extra head. Wait a second. You know what? I don't think our Kobra Khan, when we got him from the classics line, he came with this head. I think I added this. This is the head he came with originally. That's funny. I forgot I stole one of the other Kobra Khan heads. It looked cooler with the big old wide thing sticking out. But originally it came with just this head only and not the one with the wings. That's right. Now I remember. Now I remember. I believe originally this was a Top Toys variant. If I don't remember, if I'm correctly, maybe it was a Leo. I'm pretty sure it was Top Toys. It might have been Leo, though. I don't recall. Yes, Little Pixel. All right. So there is the Kobra Khans. And originally Kobra Khan did not come with a staff. So I used to just give him a staff just if he wanted to fit in with everybody else. So, wait a sec. Does he come with his staff? Oh, he does. Okay. Yeah, staff's in the back there. I was just curious. All right. Thanks, Skyfall. So, as a recap, for those that are on here now, is I'm selling this set right here, $20 per wall. So, if you want first come, first serve, I only have one. They are painted really yucky. I did not use resin on them, so the paint didn't adhere very well, and they just look awful. I'm not a fan of them, which is why I'm selling them for so low. And so if you contact me on Facebook, first come, first serve, for just this one set. So both together would be $40 plus shipping. Anyway, don't mean to keep digressing to that, but I wanted to make sure that you guys all had an opportunity. Because I'm just not happy with how they came out. I should have not just cheapened out and not used resin. I thought I could get away with it because it was a pretty smooth print. But the paint did not adhere and stick as well without the resin on there. All right, so first Snake Man of the bunch that I've opened. Yeah, I wish I would have made him squirt somehow. I mean, at least a backpack or something. I mean, yes, having the internal body for squirting would have been way cooler. But I guess this is all we get. All right. I think that's it. It's going to be a short, sweet video. Figure Motion 23 says it still looks good, Hebro. Yeah, it's just not up to my standard. I am very disappointed with how it came out after I painted it. Here, let me just show you guys what the heck. Since we're kind of in overtime, Ram Man's gonna fall once I pull this support out from underneath him. So let me give you guys a close look. So for those see look how awful that looks. It just looks terrible. And so I was not happy with the results. Yeah, it's just bad. I should have resin coated it. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking I can get away with resin coat. I hate resin coating. It takes so much effort to resin coat stuff. That is why I usually charge so much for resin coated stuff, because I just never get around to it. In fact, it would have looked so much better, and the paint would adhere better. So, like I said, first come, first served, $20 a wall for these two only. And that does not include shipping. And somebody already spoke for this wall here, and I sent them a message giving them a price quote on it. So somebody else is buying this one that's all raggedy, messed up, that has this piece broken off and everything else. So if that's you, man, I already sent you back a thing on it if you contacted me on Facebook about it. But the newer walls should be better. I'm going to sand them, resin coat them like they're supposed to be, or you'll get them raw and you have to sand them and coat them yourself. But yeah, I'm disappointed in myself in that. Poor Khan. He's not part of the elite. No staff for you. Now, it's funny, too, because remember, Kobra Khan was one of the first Snake Men. In fact, originally, he was part of Skeletor's troops, not Snake Man. So when he first came out originally in the 80s, he was not identified as a Snake Man because they didn't have the Snake Man line yet. He was just one of Skeletor's cronies. And so then they, later, when they started making more of them, they coined them the Snake Men. So kind of cool. I guess I should have someone lined up to get hit. Let's see, what the heck. We will use Triclops. Even though I could see everything, he was not expecting that. He's got venom in his eye. I can't see. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. That's funny. I think it's so weird there's no green eye on this figure, which is how it was in the original 80s toy too. He had two red and a blue. But we saw with the classics, he had a green eye. Triclops is so cool. I just would tell like it was levels of anger, kind of like the Hulk, where here he's just, you know, not so bad. Oh, I'm getting more angry. I'm super angry now. That's what I used to. So sometimes when I'd play, he wasn't really a Triclops I could see everywhere. He was more like a Cyclops, and this was the eye showing at the time, just the one that's in front. But you think about it, and if he had a, you know, 60-degree view here, a 60-degree view here, and a 60-degree view here, he would have, wait, that's not right. If he had a 120-degree view, yeah, 120-degree view on all three, then that would give him a full 360 view. So that's what I imagine. He's got like a 120-degree lens on each one of his eyes to give him a full 360. Oh, look at that. Juan Soto says it's like Dr. Steele from Big Jim. Before he was part of the pack, he was a mystery character. That's cool. Yeah, I used to have the Big Jim, the original Wolfpack guy when I was a kid. That was a fun toy. Black Phoenix 77 haven't been able to get an Origins Triclops. I hope they re-release some of these. I've heard that some have been re-released already. Obviously, we've seen with Evil Lynn, she has the new knees now. If you are patient to order 4 of them, you might get 1 with a new knee. But I gotta admit, the Classics Kobra Khan looks so cool. I love the tri-coloring here, where it has the green, the kind of brownish gold, and then the regular green, and even the shadowing on the arms. Sorry, you guys, Classics, except for the pinholes, completely rocks. If they would have got rid of the pinholes back in the day, it would have been the coolest toy line ever. It's really, really close. Really close. And now Super 7's not using pinholes. Oh, wait, my light not lined up. No. Sorry, man. I only have 1 Triclops. Usually I buy 2 to 3 of each figure, but I was only able to score 1 myself. Yep, just got the 1. I do have the other Triclops, the one that's sold on Matty Collector. I don't know, he's somewhere in a scrap bin somewhere. I already sold 1 of them. You know what, maybe I already sold both of them. You know what, I already sold both of them, I think. I don't have 1 anymore left. All right, let's go ahead and pin Thunder Kick Tila against the Menace. Now, it's kind of funny is not only does he squirt venom, which is kind of a crazy thing to have, but he's also got a gun. Okay, so imagine here you are this guy here, and you have a choice to shoot someone from a long distance away, whoop, or get closer and squirt him with venom. I mean, it's kind of like, it's not a little bit overkill at this point. I'm surprised that Mattel gave him both a gun and a squirt. It's like, okay, this guy needs no other weapon besides just a squirt feature. I just give him Zodak's gun. That will work. Okay, we'll just throw that in there. It's just kind of strange that. Come closer so I can spray you with my venom. Oh. Oh. Thunder kick. Thunder kick. That's what she says. Beware of my kick. Let's get a flight stand out here so we can do this right. Gotta do it right. To do it right. There we go. Blam! He has no chance now with those thunder kick legs. It's funny too because she has the longer arms, so she's got quite the reach on her too. Let's see. Eric says they have a Toys R Us now at Macy's at the malls now. Nice. Yep. Chun-Li Chila. Chum-Li. Yes, I used to love Street Fighter. It's funny, my kids, we used to always play the Sega version, and I didn't teach them the special moves when he first got the game, and so I was just totally kicking him because I would send him out to play, and I'd read the book and get all the special moves down, and then after that they started figuring out the special moves, and then I had little chance to win. Pretty soon they just totally dominated me on Street Fighter, and I remember we had this rule that if you won, the other person got to choose. They wanted you to move your stars down one or their stars up one for the advantage. And pretty soon, mine were all the way up and theirs were all the way down, and they would still be beating me. Like, come on. And you know, being I used to love playing the game when I was younger, that was quite the insult to have your little kids just stomping you at a game that you love to play. It's like, no. My favorite one is Blanca. Blanca was always the one was my go-to Street Fighter. Ugh. There we go. Now she's in position. Of course, he has no way to hold himself up. All right. Yep, Kobra Khan. Kobra Khan. Kobra Khan. Camo Khan. Kobra Khan. Kobra Khan ready to strike. Huh. All right, I guess wasted enough of your guys' time to see two of those normal lower legs. With, yeah, it's Thunder Kick. They're Bat Fan #1. My wife was cracking up. I was telling her about how I kept calling you Bart Fan all the time. She goes, "How could you mess that up?" So that was kind of funny. All right, that is all that I got. No, Thunder Kick, Thunder Kick. Come on now. We don't call Thunder Punch He-Man by a different name. We don't call him Thunder Upper Arms. Let's see. Fun Time says, do you think you'll see any more Princes of Power in the Origins? Oh yeah, we better see more Princes of Power. I mean, they gave us She-Ra, and we just got a whole bunch more released at Big Bad Toy Store. I got some coming to my house now. Hopefully they have the new knees. I had 5 in my pile of loot, but I only had 2 sent home to make sure they got the new knees before I send the rest. If they don't, I'm not going to get any more. And they're the ones, Master Far, extra thick. They're the ones, I got 2 from 2 of my granddaughters for Christmas. And then if they have the new knees, then I'll be getting the other 3 to replace and fix my knees of my Tila's here. Not Tila's, She-Ra's. Because I have the She-Ra that, well, she has the new knees already with the wrong color. One of them. All right. Who is your favorite Snake Man? My favorite Snake Man is actually this guy right here. Tongue Lasher, by far, is so cool. I mean, not only does he have a tongue that comes out, that was a fun little gimmick to take and spin his back to get it out, but you know they actually made him to be a frog originally. He was supposed to be the original line was not supposed to be Snake Man. They were supposed to be poisoned, whatever, poison lizards, I don't know. And so it was just supposed to be a poison group. So you have a poison frog, you got a cobra, it's poison, and so they were all poisonous type of creatures. And so he was never supposed to be a snake at all. He's supposed to be a frog. I mean, look at those hands. Do those look like hands of a frog or a snake to you? Yeah. So, and even his feet too. It's not snake-like. It's more frog-like. So, I like the idea of him being a frog. It was pretty cool. And see, even this guy, which is a prototype originally, that is really not a snake head. Not really. It's more like a lizard. Oh, I guess it could be a snake head. But come on, he has a claw too. Anyway. So I think a lot of the figures, even the Medusa one, and yeah, he is pretty snaky, isn't he? He looks more like a stone statue, but anyway. I just think that they're supposed to be venomous creatures of some sort. Maybe they were going to use that word venom instead of poison. And of course, venom is already used for other toy lines. So, yep. Where is the guy with the long arms? Where did he go? Where is Squeeze? There he is. Squeeze comes in a close second for one of the ones I like a lot. I like him for a lot of reasons. Oh, look at these long, crazy arms. One is because his legs remind me of a Micronaut toy I had when I was a kid. It was like a lizard type guy. It had the same type of armor on his legs. And then it also reminds me of Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2, where you can actually swing and do all kinds of craziness. So that's always fun. Also like a barrel of monkeys. So you got one up and one down. Woo, it's a barrel of monkeys. You can stack them all together. At one time I did stack a whole bunch together when I had multiples of these. Not the classics, it was the original ones. I think I had like 3 or 4 of them. And so I hung them for my wife's flower arbor she had. And I had them basically hanging down in a long row of 3 of them interlinked like barrel monkeys. It was kind of funny. But yeah, he's a fun one. He's a fun one. And he's got some cool coloring too. Too bad his mouth didn't articulate, but that's okay. Look at his poor crooked leg. Been sitting in my box for all those years. Take some hot water and heat that up and fix it. Since we're talking Snake Man, I did tell you guys I was going to show off my 2000X King Hiss. I could find where I stuck him. There he is. So, if you guys did not know, King Hiss in the cartoon, when he transformed, oops, that's the wrong legs. There we go, there's the right legs. When he transformed into his snake version, he still had his helmet and his back plate of his armor on. And I didn't realize that until someone pointed it out when they asked me to make a custom of him. And I'm like, what? I went back and watched the cartoon, and sure enough, when he transforms into his snake person, he actually still has his helmet and the back of his armor on. So it's not just like this, where it's just a snake, but it's actually the full armor on the back, as well as the helmet, and his head comes out the top. So this is like one of my cool 2000X King Hiss figures. And again, it's one of you guys who's watched my videos all the time and said, hey, can you make this? And usually someone asks you to make something. If it's something that I want to, then I'll obviously make it. But that's just so cool how it ends up being like that. Oh. Now this is my favorite 2000X King Hiss. It was a lot of work to make. I know I showed this to you guys before, but I made it so that his armor was cut out right here on purpose. Otherwise it has a big piece in here and you can't put his arms down. I also fixed the reverseness of his shoulders. That's why the torso is cracked a little bit right there. And I gave him the dark green instead of the light green. So let me show you the original King Hiss we got. See, here's the original one we got. And you can see his arms won't go down because of these being in the way. And his green is kind of a difficult color to, it's kind of more grayish green than green. So I made a green version with his arms can go down, and this looks way cooler. All right, that's enough of King Hiss. As you can see, I got lots and lots of King Hiss stuff in my Snakeman box. So Masterverse Twitter says, and yes, I got my vintage Kobra Khan in the mail today with a vintage Screech and a second Origins Mosquito also for my next video review. Nice. Excellent. All right, it's funny. I remember making these guys. Those who remember when Classics first gave us the snake piece, it wasn't as cool as this. We got this. And of course, this one you have to really bend or articulate to make some coolness out of it. And then I added more snakes to mine just to give it a more, King Hiss feel. I remember adding this little guy in the corner right here just to kind of have another little snake coming out in the front of his bundle of snakes. And that does look way cooler than just two snakes, all of them coming out. But again, you have to take 2 King Hisses to make this. And you can see where I added the extra snakes are right here on the sides. And then pulled them out. But what a pain to make it. But so much cooler having, all the snakes coming out. And then they gave us, as you know, do I even have one left that hasn't been altered? I think I've altered all of them. This is when I put armor on them. Wow, I don't have an unaltered one. Oh yeah, I do. It's way down here. Here it is. And they gave us this one. And then of course I made this guy, which is half transformed King Hiss. Kind of a fun deal. Yeah, I got so many King Hiss customs. It is ridiculous. Oh yeah, this is one of my things I was trying to mess around with the helmet, trying to do something. Anyway, I'll stop talking about King Hiss. Even though he's not my favorite. This is my favorite. And I only have 2 of them. But I have so many King Hisses because I needed to get the 2000X He-Man head, and they came in a 2-pack. So I ended up with a ton of King Hisses and just kept customizing them. This is the coolest. And if you want, I sell these on my Shapeways store if you want to get your own set. So if you go to hebro.com, click my Shapeways link, you can buy the King Hiss armor parts and paint them up yourself. Yep. All right, that is it. That's all I got. Let's see. Black Phoenix says he doesn't collect Masterverse. Why is King Rander so hard to find? I don't know. Do you think they'll do a King Hiss in Origins? Yes, they will definitely do a King Hiss in Origins. In fact, I think they've already showed King Hiss in Origins in one of the videos one time for one of the cons, I think. All right, I got a lot of snakes to put away now. I figured out where I had them all inside this case to put them all back in the right spots. I know, first world problems, right? Oh, soon we're going to have him in Origins. Pretty cool. It's got too many classics. Well, it's funny because, like I said, when I first bought all these classics, I got them all really inexpensive because I got them when they first came out. Look at that. That is the coolest weapon. And then I found it was easier just to get 2 instead of swapping the heads and parts. You know, like this guy, obviously. You got the one where the snakes are all coming out and one that's not. As opposed to keep pulling them in and out, swapping the heads and everything else, you just switch the guys. And it's funny, I wanted his armor tighter. It was the first one I tried to make the armor tighter, so I just jammed one of the extra pieces up inside of him from, I forget which figure it was from, and just pulled his armor tighter across his chest so it actually closes his belly. That was the first time I ever tried something like that. Anyway, I'm digressing way too much. I'm tired. Anyway, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you guys next video. Wow, I was 46 seconds behind, laughing out loud. Let's see, they should make a exclusive Brave Star wave. That would be cool. There's actually the ramen company. They're making a bunch of Brave Star figures, so I don't know if they'll be able to. Mattel also make them too, but Ramen's coming out with a Brave Star set, which is closer to our Masterverse and Classic size. So I'm definitely watching those. I just can't believe all these snake pieces you got. Yep, kind of crazy. I was trying to position these things to look the biggest and best. It was just hard to get, you know, the coolest way to pose those before I made the one with multiple arms. All right, Kobra Khan. And I think that is it. Okay, until next time, good journey, you guys. And remember, if you want these two walls, contact me on Facebook. Like I said, the first person that does, $20 a piece for a total of $40 plus shipping. And again, they're in really bad shape. They're rough and yucky, and the paint will come off easy if they're scratched, just as a heads up, which is why I'm selling them for the same price I would with the raw ones probably. All right, bye now.